Today I will present you an old Ice Age map. Not a map I found on the attic or in an old library. No, it's a map that has been here for thousands of years. The only problem was we don't have the eyes to see it. And our biggest problem is that we are looking for a Columbus map with eyes, because we think that is the real map. So let's explain the Columbus hoax. You take the Columbus map and you create 4 points. Let's make it easy. 2 B's from Brussels to Boston and 2 C's from California to China. So let's change the New World map into the Old World map. You flip the Americas horizontally and put it under Eurasia. Now you make a circle. You sail from Brussels to Boston and from California to China. This system is surrounded by an ice wall. So now you sail east from Europe to India. But Columbus said, what if we would sail west? Well, a little child would know you would hit the ice wall. But not Columbus. No, because Columbus had some powerful friends. So Columbus started sailing west. And you know what? He discovered a new continent. Was it a new continent? Well, of course it was. If you take the old continent, you flip it horizontally and put it on another place, it's a new continent. If you want to go from Brussels to Boston, that's easy. But if you want to go from California to China, the only way you are getting there is on a ball-shaped world. That's the way you change a circle into a ball. Now we have the new world. From the moment Columbus discovered the Americas, you have rectangular maps, or you have the double ball map. When you see a doubled ball map, that means they have you by the balls. The only real world maps are circular maps. Of course, this all sounds unbelievable, but let me prove it to you with an old map I found. How did I get to this map? I'll give you a short review. 1. The moon is the reflection of Earth. 2. We live in a crater called Sulpicius Gallus M. 3. Antarctica fits perfectly in crater Sulpicius Gallus M. 4. The Americas are positioned in a completely different way. So, now that we have the real world map, it's fairly easy to find an Ice Age map. So, as a lot of European culture has been destroyed by the Catholic parasites, I thought maybe there is some knowledge left in the Muslim culture. So I typed in Old Muslim map. Bingo! I bumped into the Ibn al-Wardi map. I hope I pronounced that correctly. There are different versions of it, probably all copies of the original one, but by accident I ended up with this one. Luckily, through the ages, people tried to explain this map and they put some names on it. Wrong. That's because they think Columbus. But if you will compare it with my map, you will see a totally different story, and you will see that this very simple map is a very sophisticated map, and it's very detailed. Okay, let's compare it. Let's take a look at the continents. First, the Eurasia-Africa part. Look at the form. Then you have Africa, Australia, and India. Now let's take a look at the Americas. Notice how the Americas are not an island, and at that moment I realized that this was an Ice Age map. So let's take the Ice Age Columbus map. North America completely frozen, Northern Europe and Asia frozen too, but in Europe you see some reddish color. That could mean that the ice is melting and we are at the end of the Ice Age. If we are talking about the last Ice Age, that would mean this map is from 10,000 BC. So then we take a look at South America. At the west side we have a lot of melting ice. And apparently you can walk from South America straight into Antarctica. Let's take a look at the rest of the map. At the surroundings of the continents. Very similar. Now let's take a look at Antarctica. You see the center point, and from the center point you have a big sea going into the bigger Earth. The only problem of this map is this straight line here. It's called the Nile on a later map. This probably means that this map is a copy of an older Ice Age map, and this line was added to try to fit the Columbus map. So I suspect there must be an older map without this line. After finding this map, I started finding other circular maps, but of European origin. Don't look at the text, but at the shape of the water. Then I bumped into a very special map. It was more like a painting. The shape of the water is similar, but at the top you can clearly see a boat. It is the Ark of Noah on Mount Ararat. In a previous video I stated the Ark stranded outside the crater, but apparently it stranded in the crater. So Mount Ararat is on Antarctica. And then it struck me. Listen to the words. Mount Ararat, Antarctica. Mount Ararat, Antarctica. Now I understand where the word Antarctica is coming from. and slowly it is dawning on me. 10,000 years ago, people knew the shape of the earth. They even mapped it out. This information has been stolen from us, and I know who's to blame. There are stories that we are in the end of times, and this is the last pope. Well, I think they are right. This is the last pope. And we are in the end of times, but not for us. This is the end of the new world. The old world is